We need to know where you stand as a believer. Are you here or are you there? Welcome to this channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a returning viewer, you are highly welcome. So today I'm briefly going to talk about, or basically ask you a question, where you stand as a believer. Okay, so we know the story about Eli, his two sons, and all that. How his two sons, would eat from the sacrifices that God's people would take to God's house, right? And until God passed on his judgment to Eli's household. So you may ask a question like, oh, why did God pass on the judgment so harshly? The truth is, Eli was well aware of what his children were doing, but he did nothing about it. All he did was just to talk to them, tell them that don't do this, don't do that. This thing you're doing is not good. But then he did not take actions. He did not take a stand. He did not correct what needed to be corrected. So where is your stand as a believer? It's easy for you to say, Eli did not try, things like that. But let's go to our workplaces, let's go to our businesses. When you go for conferences, to portray your business or portray your career or whichever case, have you had to lie to get a certain position? Have you had to change figures at your workplace, to acquire certain benefits? These things God sees. So the story of Eli and his two sons just made us understand that God actually sees our actions. We don't know how long this thing happened for, but we understand that everyone knew about what Eli's sons were doing, and God was watching, right? And God said something to Eli. So you prefer to respect your children or regard them than me. So before you take decisions or take certain steps, have it in mind that God is watching you. The Bible says that he delights in every detail of our lives. He sees everything you're doing as a Christian. He expects you to represent him in whichever space you find yourself in. Okay, as a member of the board in your company, as a CEO, as a HR, whichever case, always have it in mind that you're there to represent. Take your stand. Let people speak of you as someone who will not associate or be associated with things that are not godly. Do you understand? We as believers, we are called to please the one and not everyone. So have it in mind that you are not called to please everyone. You're called to please God. All right. So yes, choose your stand. So if you had it in mind to do certain things this week, the following week, next month, take steps back and reevaluate and ask yourself, is God okay with this? Is he pleased with this? Is this honoring or dishonoring to him? Take your stand and be confident that God has your back. All right. I know you may feel like, Eli's sons did this in the house of God. I'm doing this in my workplace or in my business. They are not the same places. Well, the Bible said that your body is a temple of God, right? So whatever you're doing, have it in mind that God dwells in you, right? So the lies, the manipulations, the changing of figures and all that, trying to blend in with people at your workplace, your neighbors, trying to blend in with your colleagues and all that. As you try to do these things, don't forget that God dwells on your inside. All right, so if this video blessed you, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Wait, now you're here, I'm not shy. Did you hear me? Babe, why are you making noise in the kitchen now? We as believers, we are called to, what's that English? We as believers,